stream this morning. Okay. Maybe more will join. So. Okay, that works. All right. Good morning, Val. Awesome. Just a little chanting. So let's try that. So a couple minutes of chanting here before we begin. So we're chanting to the happiness of all beings here this morning. The mantra is Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu. Swasti means happiness. Let's just begin with an Om here together. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu. 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 And one more time. Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu. And then an Om and three Shantis here. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Great Spirit, may all beings live in happiness. Mantra to the light, honoring the festival of Diwali. It started yesterday, the return of Ram to Ayodhya, where light takes its rightful seat in the kingdom. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha. Om Surya Jyotir Jyoti Surya Swaha. Om Agni Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha Suryo Jyotir Jyoti Surya Swaha Agni Varcho Jyotir Varcha Swaha Suryo Jyoti Surya Jyoti Swaha. So Agni means the fire, Jyotir means the light, and Surya is the sun. So we're reflecting on the light of pure consciousness, the fire of knowledge, and the sun's illumination of consciousness. And allow that to just embed itself within our awareness so that we're living in the principles of the divine light. Okay. All right, friends. Scoot up here a little closer to the stream here. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Stephanie and others. Hi, Shigako. Good morning, and hello, everyone. Yep. And we're here again this morning with the YTT crew. So we're at Mahasol, and we have a big weekend. And so much is happening right now, like for the yoga. It's Diwali, which is this festival of light that's honored in India, and it's really the return of Ram to Ayodhya. And so a billion people right now are celebrating that. And so last night we did a little ceremony and participated in that, and that's a really wonderful thing. Good morning, Sam. And Lynn, great. Glad you guys are both here. And but what I wanted to talk about as a container for our practice this morning is this idea of the composition of the yoga practice as a full canvas of prana, if you will. So the title of this class is Triputi, the perfection of the breath, the body, and the mind. And yeah, if you guys want to take notes, probably not a bad idea. And so Triputi is a concept that takes the idea of vinyasa and makes it real, essentially. And the reason that I say that is when we consider like what vinyasa is, movement and breath, we can do that, but Triputi puts it in the context of perfecting that experience, if you will. And the reason that I say that is we can practice yoga and actually lose life force energy. We can lose prana. And so if our practice is done in such a way that there's a, if you will, good morning, Tammy, a negative pranic exchange, then we really have, if you will, lost something in our practice. So we always want the experience of our practice to be a positive pranic exchange. And some of you know, my teacher, Baba Hari Das, he took a vow of silence in 1952. He died a couple of years ago, or left the body a couple of years ago. And so he spent 60 years without talking, with this idea that whenever we're expelling breath, we're losing prana. And so in our context, then, if we're breathing without conscious awareness, then it's likely that we're not assimilating prana in the most optimal way that we can. So if we're breathing without conscious awareness, we're not assimilating prana the best way that we can. And that's a really big deal. And I would say if we're moving and the body in a yoga class and not necessarily syncing that up with our breathing, then we're losing prana, and we really don't want that. What I would also add to this is the slower we move and breathe in synchronicity, the more we can assimilate pranic energy. If we're moving quickly and breathing quickly, the prana doesn't necessarily have the time to fuse itself inside of our subtle body system. It just won't happen. And so the practice of Triputi is a practice where we move and breathe with conscious awareness, with the condition of just slowing things down a little bit. Eventually, one of the teachings that we got with Babaji is that we would do our asanas with breath retention, where we would suspend the breath in asana, where we wouldn't breathe at all. And that was considered advanced yoga asana. I mean, it's one might think the complexity of the body is advanced, and I would argue that that's true to a degree. But really, the advancement in yoga is how aware you can be in your experience. That's the advancement. And so the idea that we'll really explore here this morning is moving and breathing perfectly. And what goes on is the third leg of that. Tri, in most languages, any language really means three. And so the first leg of that is the body. The second is your breath. And then the last is the mind. And so what goes on is when we're in, some form of synchronicity or perfection of moving and breathing, all of those features are contained in a whole experience. And what you recognize is that the mind then has absorbed fully in a state of presence. And that's just really significant. Fully present, conscious awareness, breathing, the perfection of body, breath, mind, and that's the practice of Triputi. And so, because we've all practiced yoga where we have lost our breath or we're breathing and moving fast. We've all done that, And so then the offering is to move and breathe in such a way, again, that we're consciously assimilating and absorbing the prana in the practice and not wasting the prana. Yeah. And we'll be pretty efficient with our practice today. And I want to get to a pretty good size chunk of pranayam, so just know that that's coming. And this morning, instead of chai, homemade almond milk is what I'm drinking today. So blanched almonds, water, blueberries, honey, and a little bit of a quarter of an apple. Cardamom is the kicker in here, and then a little bit of lemon. And so that's what I'm nourishing my body with here today. And thanks for joining everyone on the stream. I'm going to slip back to my seat and we'll see what we can uncover here in this morning. Practice of Triputi, merging of the body, the breath, and the mind. Oops. And I'm always kind of partially guiding this, I'm always inviting this experience, and whether we're really fully integrating it or not is a different story. But so just come into your comfortable seat, extend the spine, sit nice and tall. So find the stira. Like last week, we practiced stability and ease, and so find a stable position in your seated position. Make any little fine attunements, to feel stable and aligned. Huh? And then feel kind of the structural integrity of the body unfold in that experience, and then soften the tissues of the physical form. So allow the body to come into a sense of ease without kind of contracting in the structural way of the form. And then we'll begin with the full yogic breath, so full breathing, right? And so, as a reminder, if it's new, we extend the belly out as we initiate the inhale. And then the ribs expand, and then the chest lifts and expands. So full breath in here. And we pause briefly at the top and full breath out. But here's the trick as we begin to release the exhale slower. So the invitation is to do this thing called samavriti. Sama means same, vritti is fluctuation. And so to define that further, the inhale and the exhale should be the same length. And I would rather have you feel that intuitively than count. And so just feel it intuitively. Samavriti, deep inhale, long and extended exhale. Breathing through the nose, the mouth closed here, of course. And then as we continue this practice, I'd like for you to slow it down. And only you know what would feel right for you to slow it down. Just a little slower on the inhale, slower on the exhale. And then just notice how the mind has subtly entered into kind of this metastatic state of concentration, of dharana. So we're breathing with conscious awareness now. Just drinking in life force energy, drinking in prana. stabilizing the system. Chant 3 ohms here together as an indication to our practice. Just gently release the breath here. And then inhaling. Om. Inhaling. Last time here. I want you to bring your awareness into the throat. And we're just going to hum and put the vibration in the throat. It's kind of like a V sound, but it sounds a little lower. The pitch is a little lower. So it's just inhaling. Just continue at your own pace. You're just humming in the throat where the vocal cords are. For that. So let's just gently open our eyes here, and we'll come off of the seated position and just kind of unravel the body here a little bit before we really take this into a more refined process here. So from tabletop position, let's just circle the hips. Pretty familiar, but just say circle the hips in a clockwise direction. And you might, though, begin to add as you sweep the torso forward, the inhale. And then right at the transition, when you begin to move back, you begin to exhale. And right when you begin to move forward, you inhale. So refining or perfecting moving and breathing. And just notice what that does to the pacing of your movement and how you observe your movement and then how you integrate your movement and your breathing. Oh, yeah. And then gently switch directions whenever that feels suitable. Nice. And gently come back into neutral tabletop position. Extend the right leg behind you, tuck the back toes under on the mat just to wake up the back of the leg and the foot and the calf and things. Okay. And then float that right leg hip height here. And then take a nice big inhale. And then exhale slowly the knee to the chest. And inhale, sweep the leg open. So now begin to time how you inhale the leg open and exhale the knee to the chest. Very slow movements. So the pace of the movement coincides with the pace of your breathing. So there shouldn't be any rapid movements, say, to open the leg, which is what we normally do. It's very easy to move quickly. It's much more challenging to move consciously and slowly. And then just gently do one more. And then release to neutral. Switch this out. So extend the left leg here, toes tuck under. Begin to just invite a sense of suppleness in all the experiences that you have in your practice here today. And then gently float the left leg hip height. So everything is paced here, you guys. Inhale the breath. And then slowly exhale the knee to the chest. And then gently inhale, sweep the leg open. So the end of the movement coincides with the end of the breath. The end of the movement coincides with the end of the breath. So you should never be still. End of movement coincides with the end of the breath. Okay, one more of those, and we'll meet back into neutral position. Nice. Really good. So now let's take the hands off the mat to the right side. Little side body stretch, real familiar. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly float the forehead to the earth, or towards the earth. And then just breathe deep here, just to stay in the form. Breathing deeply on the inhale, pacing your exhale out. So we're not dumping the exhale out of the body. Samavriti, so same pacing of your inhale, exhale. And then ground the hands or tongue the core. Inhale, float on up to neutral, and then we'll switch this out. So take the hands off the mat to the left side, same thing. Inhale your breathing. And exhale, slowly float the forehead to or towards the earth, stretching out that right side body. And then again, just breathe deeply here in the form. Pacing the breath. And then gently tone the core, ground the hands in, float back up to neutral here. Extend the hands out in front of you long. Let the right palm turn up here. Inhale the breath. And exhale, slowly release the heart towards the earth. So the right palm is turned up. And then just breathe deeply here. Gently ground that left hand. Inhale, float up to neutral. We'll switch this out. Float the left palm up. Inhale, exhale, sink the heart. Again, continuing to be mindful of how you're inhaling, the length of the exhale. And then gently here, ground that right hand and float up to neutral. Let the stance stay kind of long. And we'll come into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So tuck the back toes under, just lift the hips here. Take a moment, feel free to move around, wiggle around a little bit, let the body begin to assimilate the experience of the pose. Continue though, right, to bring a great deal of awareness to your breath. So we can kind of move the body and let it receive the form, and at the same time be very, very aware of the pacing of the inhale and the pacing of the exhale of the breath. Stay in attunement with that. Oh, yeah. And then so from this position, we'll begin to move and breathe a little bit. Gently inhale, coming into high plank, high push-up. So kind of float forward, the hips gently release down. And then exhale, lift the hips back into down dog. Inhale into high plank. Exhale, lift the hips back into down dog. So I really want you guys to slow your movements down here. Please slow your breath down and slow your movement down. So again, inhaling into high plank. So the end of the movement coincides with the end of the breath. So we're lifting the hips back into down dog, but really slow. It's your pace here, but slow down, please. And one last time, we'll lift the hips into down dog. then inhale to the knees. Exhale, release the hips back into child's pose. Breathe into the belly here. Just relax, let go. Then gently, we'll inhale, flow back up into tabletop. Hands plant. And then exhale, lift the hips back into down. And then gently walk the feet to the hands here. We'll meet in a forward fold Uttanasana at the top of the mat. Breathing deeply here, continuing to assimilate pranic energy. As we know, the hips are stacked over the ankles here, so the big toe mounds are having pressure in them. Heels might feel a little buoyant, a little light, a little space in between the feet. Of course, you can stir the head yes and no, a little extension for the spine. You can grab opposite elbows, even sway the torso side to side a little bit. Just continue to breathe with conscious awareness. Oh, yeah. And then gently release the hands to the mid-shins here, flat back. So inhale, half lift. Pausing there, lengthening from root to crown. Inhale. Then exhale, lengthen out as you fall down. Chin tucks, hands release at the bottom. And again, inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, folding. A little bend in the knees and gently send the left leg back into a lunge here. So we know this is Anjaneyasana Asana. Firm up the back leg quad. We can kind of squeeze inner thighs together here. Lengthen from tail to crown. Shoulders move away from the ears here. And then with an inhale, straighten the front leg. Draw the forward towards the shin. Track the outside of that right hip back a little bit. And then exhale, gently bend the front leg knee. And again, moving in synchronicity with the body and the breath. So again, inhale, straighten. Slowly bend front leg knee. Exhale. And again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then firmly plant the left hand here. Then very gently inhale, float the right arm to the sky. Pause here. Breathe in. A little spin of the wrist if you like, even. And then a nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly float the arm down. Move with the breath here. And again, inhale, sweep the right arm up, moving with synchronicity of the breathing. And exhale, gently float the arm down. And then one more of these. Inhale, slowly arm up. Exhale, arm down. Nice, friends. And then plant that right hand. Send now the right leg back to meet the left in high plank, high push up here. Pausing, breathing deeply. Samavriti pranayama, Samavriti breathing. Same length of the inhale as the exhale. The head's not drooping down, so we're just pushing the head back. Big inhale. And exhale, release to the knees, all the way to the belly here. Hands at armpit height. And then pulsing cobra pose. So inhale, float up slowly. And exhale, float down slowly. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing, moving slowly. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then tuck the back toes under. Inhale through high plank, high push-up. And slowly exhale, lift hips back. Slowly back into down dog. A little bit of knee, send the left foot to the left hand here. So, Janayasana. Again, quad active back leg. Little squeeze of the inner thighs. Shoulders move away from the ears to extend the front spine. Ground, big toe mount, front foot. And then with an inhale, straighten the front leg forward towards the shin. And exhale, slowly bend the front leg knee. Moving and breathing. Inhale. Exhale, bend. And then 1 more of these. Inhale. Exhale, bend. And then ground now this right hand. Slowly float the left arm to the sky. Pause here, a little spin of the wrist even. Feeling that. And then inhale the breath. Exhale, slowly lower the arm. Inhale back up. Slowly move and exhale. And 1 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the breathing. And exhale, step the back foot to the top of the mat. Folding here, just pause. Samavriti, breathing, same pacing. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, half lift, hands mid-shins, pause here. And put a little bend in the knees, cactus the arms, slowly inhale, flat back to standing. Arms over the head, completes the inhale. And exhale slowly, hands prayer at the heart. Okay. So release the hands down by the sides here. Just going to stay with me here. Inhale, float, hands and arms shoulder height. Exhale, hands to prayer heart. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, float the arms down by the side. Soften your knees, chakras. Inhale, arms shoulder height. 1 more. So there's a micro bend in the knees. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach. Exhale, slowly swan dive, fold forward. Forward, forward. Just pause here. Thanks, you guys. A little gentle bend in the knees, and then send the right leg back into a lunge. And then gently float the torso and float the arms. So Vajrasana, we know this as crescent, five pose. Quads active back leg, heels lifting back foot, arms reaching here. Breathing deeply. And then take a nice big inhale. And exhale, float the hands behind you and draw the torso forward. And inhale, sweep up. And exhale, float. Use all your breath. Inhale, float on up. Exhale, left hand, left waist. Inhale, reach right hand forward. Exhale, twisting to the left. Sinking armpit to knee. Left hand covers the right. Stay with your breathing. Firm up the back leg. You can open the arms if you like, reaching the right hand to the earth, the left hand to the sky. Stay with the breath. Deeper still. Draw the left arm over the head towards the front. Stay with the breath. Firm up the back leg. Nice big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the arm, plant hands, everyone. Step back into high plank, high push-up. Breathe deeply here, slowing the exhale. And when you're ready, take a nice big inhale here. Exhale to the knees, to the belly. And then inhale, Bhujangasana, pulsing. Inhale up. Exhale, float down. Using the muscles of the back here, shoulders roll away from the ears. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And one more of these. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And then tuck the back toes under. Inhale through high plank head push up. And exhale, lift hips back into down dog. Breathe deeply here. Then a little bend in the knees, stepping the right foot to the right hand here. And then gently come on up with the torso and the arms floating with the inhale, the arms to the sky. Quad is active, back leg, heels lifting here, back foot. And a nice big inhale, reach. And exhale, float the hands behind you, draw forward. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, float. Use all the breath here. One more inhale, float on up. Exhale, right hand, right waist. Inhale, left hand forward. Exhale, twisting to the right. So left elbow on the outside of the near thigh. Engage back with quad. Right hand covers the left hand. Spin open. Breathe deeply here. Maybe the arms open. Left hand to the earth, right hand to the sky. Stay with your breath here. And then maybe that right arm over the head. Breathe in. Nice big inhale. Exhale, arm down, hand down. Inhale the breath. And exhale, back foot steps to the top of the mat. Take a moment here. And then inhale, half lift. Breathe in. A little bend in the knees, cactus the arms. Inhale, flat back to standing. And exhale, hands to heart. Just take a moment here. And then gently opening the eyes here. We'll come into Parsvottanasana. And so step the left leg back about 3/4 of a stride here. Hands to the waist. Hips are squaring. Honor the width of your stance with the width of your hips. The back foot is about a 45 or so degree angle. Yep, front leg is straight. Quads active, both legs here. Heart's opening. And take a nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly hinge here at the hips. We'll do this first static, then dynamic. So slowly moving into it. Even release the hands down, maybe to the shin, a block, or the floor for stability. So grab a block. Stay with the breath here. And then inhale, extend front spine. Exhale, hands to the waist. A little bend in the knees. Inhale, flat back to standing. And then step the back foot forward. And we'll switch this out so the front foot goes back. So the right foot is back. Hands to the waist. Hips squaring off. Quads active. Again, honor the width of your stance with the width of your hips. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hinge, folding forward at the hips here, obviously. Slowly moving. Hands can release again to the shin or a block, the floor, wherever suitable for the body. Stay with the breath. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the waist, tone the core, little micro bend front leg knee. Inhale to standing, back foot steps to the top of the mat. And then we'll switch this out. And so now, left leg is back. We'll move and breathe slowly in and slowly out. But we'll pause with the breath held out. And we'll pause with the breath held in. So hands to the waist, take an inhale here. Exhale, hinge, slowly moving. Hold the breath out. Inhale, slowly move up. Hold the breath in. Exhale, catch breath, and then take an inhale here. Exhale, hinge. Slowly. Hold the breath out. Inhale slowly out. Hold the breath in. Exhale your breathing. then gently bend the front leg knee. And we'll switch this out. So bring the back foot forward, the front foot back. So now you know kind of where we're headed here. Inhale your breathing. Exhale, hinge slowly. Hold the breath out. Inhale up. Hold the breath in. Exhale your breathing. Inhale your breathing. Exhale, hinge. Hold the breath out. Inhale up. Hold the breath in. And exhale your breathing. Nice little bend in the front leg knee. Step the back foot forward. And just take a moment here. Let the palms release open at the sides. Eyes closed here. Soften the knees so don't lock the knees out. Just let that absorb. And then Samavriti Pranayam, so equal breathing. So again, pace the inhale and the exhale. Find that. Thanks, friends. So gently here we'll open the eyes, work the weight into your right leg. We'll create a little figure four. Here, a little bend in this standing leg knee, the right leg knee, and then float the left foot above the right knee. So there's that figure four, hands to prayer here. And then take a nice big inhale. And exhale, gently sink into it, bending front leg knee. And then inhale, straighten front leg knee. Exhale, bend. Do one more of these. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Slowly. And then just go to whatever depth is suitable for your body here. The hands might even go to the floor or block. And just breathe here. Take your time. Sustain Samavriti Pranayam. And gently inhale, halfway up, and then let the hands float back down, and then push the floor away, come to standing, then that left knee floats up. And your balance, and then float the arms overhead, reach real tall. And then gently just float the foot down, and then reach as tall as you can. Put a little sway in the body. And inhale the breath. Exhale slowly, hands to prayer to the heart. Movement and breath synchronizing. And then work the weight into this now. Left leg. Figure four. Find that. And inhale your breathing. Exhale, sink. And then inhale, stand, straighten that standing leg. Exhale, sink. And again, inhale, stand. exhale, sink. And then just find your own kind of pacing, your own experience here. Maybe hands to the floor, block, you choose. Just breathing into the hip. And gently belly to the spine here. Inhale halfway out of it. And then float the hands back down and the knee up, push the floor away. And take the arms over the head. Gently float this right leg down. And just reach tall. Little sway in the body. Oh yeah. Then inhale, reach the stars. Slowly float the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. So just moving and breathing peacefully. Inhale, breath. Bend the knees, generously exhale, hinge slowly with the hips, float the hands and arms over the head. Just breathe here. And gently release the grip here of the hands. And then turn the feet open, the heels in, you bend the knees. Transition here, Vipassana, garland pose. Yeah, hands to prayer. And just breathe here. Little twist, so gently float this right hand forward, then over to the right. Then inhale, float the left arm up. Stay with the breath. Some of you may want to bind this out and it's suitable. Let the thumbs turn down and the elbows bend and interlace the hands when you possible. Stay with the breath. Gently to neutral here, back to prayer. And then switching, so this left hand floats. Inhale, right arm up. And then thumbs turn down, elbows bend here, possibly a little binding. And gently back to neutral here. And release the hands behind you, the hips down. Just take a moment here. Extend the legs out. Vindasana first. We know this is staff pose, so the hands stack under the shoulders here, the spine is extended. Just breathe deeply. That'll be a good time for a blanket. Under the hips, if you're feeling the need to relieve the pressure of the hamstrings. Some. And then we'll float the hands and arms up. Breathe very deeply here. And then exhale the breath completely. Stay with me. And then inhale, catches the arms. So let the heart just flourish here. Oh, and then inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, flow partially down here. Keep the spine extended here. Shoulders moving and kind of away from the ears. And then gently release the hands to the shins. The action is up. So keep the head in line with the spine. Yep. And now gently bring your awareness into your hamstrings. And then just imagine that you can breathe into the hamstrings. And so draw the breath into the hamstrings as you inhale. And then as you exhale, let that energy expand through the back of the leg. And as the body receives the form, maybe there's space that's opening for you. You can surrender into any space that's revealing itself. So take it deeper, in other words, if that's appropriate. And then inhale your breathing. And exhale gently round into it. Release the torso down, release the head down even, and then breathe into the belly. So the back body, the kidney area, spacious. Mm-hmm. And then belly to the spine. And then inhale gently, track the hands up the legs. So belly goes to the spine, tones the core that way. And then from here, draw the hands about 8 inches behind you. The modification for this would be reverse tabletop position. So you have the option to bend the knees and draw the feet flat. In other words, exhale the breath completely, and then with an inhale, lift the hips. So ground the hands, lift the hips here, stay with the breath. And again, if you feel like modifying reverse tabletop is suitable, ground the hands through the plane of hands, hips up. And just gently bend the elbows, release the hips down, and then from this position, just gently make your way onto your back. So just come all the way onto your back. Just take a moment here and relax. Let your breath begin to rhythmically subside here. So if you're releasing the modification of the breath. And then just gently, little bend in the knees. Now draw the knees into the chest. Give them a little hug. You can rock side to side here. Mm-hmm. And then Setu Asana, we know this is bridge pose. And so ground the feet here on the mat. The feet are close to the hips, as it were. The hands ground. We'll first do this dynamically. And so inhale, draw the hips up and lift the arms over the head, kind of in synchronicity. Again, movement and breath. And then exhale, release the arms down and the hips down, coinciding that. It can be a little clunky. And again, inhale, float arms up, hips up. So Setu Asana, bridge pose. And then exhale, arms down, hips down. We'll do one more this way. And then inhale, float, hips up. Again, arms up, over the head. And then exhale, arms down, hips down. And now, we set the feet. And then with an inhale, draw the hips up. And then work the shoulder blades underneath you here, interlacing possibly the hands, and just keep ascending the hips here. And just breathe. And then ground firmly the right foot in the mat, and then float the left leg, and as if you're planting the left foot onto the ceiling. Reach the leg up. Breathe deeply here. And then very slowly release the leg down. And then we'll switch this out. So plant the left foot firmly. And then with an inhale, take the right leg to the sky. Planting the foot on the ceiling, just reach it up and up and up. Breathe deeply here. And then very gently release the leg down. Plant the foot. Stay with me here. Lift the heels of both feet, and then take the arms long over the head. And then as if you're lifting the pubic bone, begin to descend the vertebrae from the neck to the hips one at a time, really slowly. Heels stay lifted. And then when the hips land, the heels can land. And then gently open the knees, Supta Baddha Konasana, recline down angle, the soles of the feet together. Bring the right hand to your belly and your left hand to the heart. You can close the eyes if you like. Just relax here. Find your breathing. And we'll gently use the inner legs to squeeze the knees towards one another. And then give the knees a little hug into the chest. And rock side to side. And then we do our inversion now, Viprichakrani Mudra. A block under the sacrum or ground the hands, lift the feet, lift the hips. You choose. Your hands to the low back. Stabilize the body. And eventually, the body's in a V shape. And you can close the eyes here. And very gently, we'll begin to come out of it. So grounding the feet, lifting the hips from the block, or just float the hips down. Whatever's suitable for your position here. Extend the legs out. So we'll do our little pre-shavasana breath retention. Feet will open, palms turn up here. Exhale the breath completely. And then take a nice big inhale and hold the breath in here, please. very slowly exhale. And we'll do one more of those and we'll pooch out the belly. And so exhale the breath completely and then take a nice big inhale. Hold the breath in, wait on it. Pooch out the belly. Slowly exhale. And you can move right into Shavasana here. If you may want to add anything for comfort, please take a moment for that. Just kind of integrate in here to Shavasana, corpse pose, whatever again is suitable. Just relaxing. So waking into conscious awareness. And rhythmic conscious breathing. And gently let the breath lengthen here and begin to add subtle little movements to the body. And a little stretch of the arms when you're ready. And we'll end up on our left side, so hug in the knees when you're ready and come to the left side. And come to a seated position here. And so take a moment and establish your seated meditation position. This is the time where we'll continue our practice, and I didn't need as much time as I wanted, but we'll still get the practice of the 8 Kriyas here this morning, the 8 breathing practices. These are always done in a systematic way. The benefit of these practices is that it calms the mind and balances the 3 doshas in the body. A couple of little points of the practice will either be breathing into the belly or the chest. The belly breath we know is cooling, the chest breath is heating. We'll either be breathing through the mouth open, which is moist, or the mouth closed, which is drying. And those features allow, if you will, for the doshic balances on a very, very subtle level. It's called svasayam, breath extension, and ashta kriya sadhana, so the 8 actions of a practice. I'll give the instructions twice, and then we'll practice it together. Each one is done 5 times. So we'll take 30 conscious breaths here together. The first one, Kriya number 1, is we inhale through the nostrils slowly, gently, and deeply as the belly draws to the spine. So it's a chest breath, in other words. Get to the top, pause, and then also exhale through the nostrils. So again, inhale through the nostrils, belly to the spine, chest breath, pause, exhale, all through the nostrils. We'll do this 5 times and begin. And then Kriya number 2. As before, we inhale through the nostrils slowly, gently, and deeply. The belly draws to the spine. It's a chest breath. Get to the top, pause, and then open the mouth and extend the lips as if in a soft kiss, and exhale through a partially open mouth. So again, inhaling through the nostrils, belly to the spine, chest breath. Pause at the top, open the mouth, extend the lips, and exhale through a partially open mouth. We'll do this 5 times and begin. And then create number 3. It begins by opening the mouth and extending the lips. And we inhale into the belly. So the belly extends outward as we inhale. And so it's kind of a very shallow breath, just a belly breath, about a third of an inhale. And then close the mouth and exhale through the nostrils as the belly then draws to the spine. So again, we open the mouth, extend the lips, inhale, expand the belly outward, and then close the mouth, and then exhale through the nostrils, belly to the spine. So we'll do this 5 times and begin. Inhale through an open mouth, belly expands. Exhale, closed mouth, belly to the spine. Okay, Kriya number 4. It begins by folding the index finger and the middle finger into the palm of the hand. We know this is Vishnu Mudra, extending the thumb and the ring finger. We'll bring the right hand to the face and close the right nostril with the right thumb, and then inhale through the left nostril, belly to the spine, so a chest breath. Get to the top of that breath and then take the ring finger of the right hand, close the left nostril, and exhale through the right. And so that's the whole practice. It's like a half of a Nadi Shodhan. And so we'll practice it and I'll teach it together the second round. And so with your right hand, fold your index finger and middle finger into the palm of the hand. Bring the hand to the face, lift the elbow, exhale your breathing, and then close the right nostril with the right thumb and inhale through the left nostril, chest breath, belly to the spine. Get to the top of the breath here, lift the thumb, take the ring finger, close the left nostril, and exhale through the right. And then gently switch the hands here, so the thumb close the right nostril, and then inhale through the left again, belly to the spine. Top of the breath, thumb lifts, ring finger closes left nostril, exhale through the right, and continue 3 more rounds. Inhaling through the left nostril and exhaling through the right. And once you've completed your third round, release the hand. Just take a moment here. And that was Kriya number 4. Kriya number 5, as one might imagine, just reverses that. So I'll just teach the first one and then we'll practice. So bring the right hand to the face and now close the left nostril with the ring finger of the right hand. Inhale through the right nostril, belly to the spine, chest breath. Get to the top of the inhale, lift the ring finger, take the thumb, close the right nostril, and exhale through the left nostril. And then continuing, ring finger closes left nostril, so simply inhale right, exhale left. The head stays in line with the spine. Five total rounds. And then Kriya number 6. It begins actually with an exhalation through the nostrils, drawing the belly button to the spine. And then the inhale comes in as a natural reflex as the belly then reinflates, also through the nostrils. So again, we exhale through the nostrils, belly to the spine. We inhale through the nostrils, belly inflates 5 times and begin. And then Kriya number 7. The practice begins by opening the mouth and extending the lips. And then we inhale into the belly through a partially open mouth You may want to moisten the lips at that point because we'll also exhale through a partially open mouth as the belly draws to the spine. So again, we open the mouth, extend the lips, inhale, the belly expands outward to belly breath, moisten the lips, and then open the mouth again, exhale, belly to the spine. We'll do this 5 times. Just begin when you're ready. Simply inhaling and exhaling a belly breath through a partially open mouth. This is a highly regulated cooling practice, so you know. And then Kriya number 8, our last Kriya. It's done by inhaling through the nostrils in 5 equal sips of air as the belly is drawn to the spine. So it's a chest breath here. The last sip of air should completely fill the lungs, and then exhale through a partially open mouth in 1 smooth stream of breath. So again, we inhale through the nostrils, 5 sips of air, belly to the spine, chest breath. Pause there, open the mouth, extend the lips, and exhale in 1 smooth stream of breath. And again, we'll do this 5 times. Begin when you're ready. Inhaling in 5 sips of air through the nostrils, exhaling through the mouth, 1 stream of breath. Svasayam, 8 Kriyas, breath expansion. After the 5th one, just relax here. Maybe adjust your seated position for full stability, comfort, ease. The belly's relaxed here. The mantra of So Hum begins to echo in the mind rhythmically with the inhale and the exhale. The subtle internal sound of So as you inhale, subtle internal sound of Hum as you exhale. Just very gently shifting your awareness to the causative principle of the absolute, of the Purusha. The mantra translated as I am that, I am spirit. Just gently let the mantra subside here. And just allow for the dharana, the sense of your concentration, to identify with the energy of peace, or even just the perception of being aware. Perception of awareness. Let your whole body soften here. Just feel. We'll gently bring your hands to a prayer here. And just feeling a sense of wholeness, a sense of gratitude, always for the time that we're able to share together in these practices. And so grateful for yoga and these incredible teachings, and for all of you that are making this time for your self-care and your self-transformation, your evolution. Namaste. Okay, friends. Thank you for your endurance with me here today. The practice of Triputi takes us into spaces and places that we may not. You're very welcome, Stephanie. That we may not normally kind of navigate. Practicing really slowly, breathing really slowly, and it refabricates the content of our mind. And also, you're welcome, Tammy, thank you, enlivens us energetically, enlivens us chronically. I think sometimes the world is happening at such a quick pace, and we're just in the stream of that pacing, and it's like we don't really even, it's sometimes even hard to see the speed, if you will, at which we're asked to operate. And so this is kind of defragmenting that, pacing and allowing for energy to really integrate into the being. And so one suggestion, for the day or your practice in the week ahead, maybe take the time to just really connect movement and breath in a, say, a more perfected way. And yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you here next week. And everyone, just love, peace. All right, take care.